Okay, boys and girls, let's move on to making your workspace, making changes to your workspace, which is the last one in D here. And this one, you'll see when I set you up. The majority of you, if you don't know it already, once you got your product, whether you paid for a PC to PC or trade or not, I will hook up to you and make sure you get started. Okay. After that, if you want PC to PC, just call me and we'll set it up. But it's free to get started. Remember, you got 6 months of free phone time within reason. If you haven't paid for PC to PC, I may tell you it's easier to go PC to PC, but I'm not gonna make you do that to answer simple questions, because 25-30% of you make it just on the videos by themselves. So, more power to you. But being able to set up your workspace is important. So if I go in here and I'm going to go out and close the last file, then open and go to workspace changes. Now, one of the things I want you to look at is when I drag them out, you got these little items here, and I'll show you the ones I drag out. And then what I do is I place them up here on the standard bar so I can get at them, and then I save the default. So I already did it here. You can see I kind of hit them because this is the way I like to do it on this one. Now I can go here and tell it to lock them in place, and now you can see them. Now the other thing that I want you to look at is that when you go tools and customization, you go into this format. The way I usually do it is when I'm bringing up a new job, I'll tell it that, right? And I'm getting that little error screen because I got my recorder on. I'll drag out my ruler to top right or top left, depending on what the laser. Then I'll double click on the ruler, then I'll perfect it. I always go with 10 clicks because engravers like to think in tenths of an inch. I always go with a 0.1 nudge. I always go with a super nudge of 10 and a micro nudge of 25. Now you can increase that as you need to, because sometimes you will need to increase it temporarily. I'll set a grid on a 1 inch a piece and I'll show the grid. I'll go to page and I'll turn on the bleed, but no off bleeds, just so I can see around it, see around the page I'm doing. Then when I go to workspace, I'll click on text and I'll put myself in inches. And I'll click on font and I go to 10, my last 10 fonts displayed instead of 5. Then when I go over here to commands, I'll drag out my macros, but I usually go to object and I'll drag out my line and distribute, and then I'll drag out horizontal and vertical position to the page. Then of course I'll go to text and get my case changes. Newer Corel 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 have case changes high, where the other ones you got to slide way down to get them. But you drag them out, then you place them on the toolbar. Once you're done with that, then what you're going to do is you're going to go File and Save As. And then, like I said, we already went through the whole palette thing where I went and loaded a palette that I made on the bottom, which you can do for your print driver and graphical interface as well. And then you may want to also do a Docker if you're on there. I like the line of distributor to hang out, but notice I've got it minimized so that I can get to it as I need it. So you can have 4 or 5 of them over here minimized, and you just get them as you need them. Then what I'll do is I'll click here, I'll right mouse click the red, and then save it so everything I draw is red automatically and empty. Then I go to text, and I'll click here and tell it to go center. Now, if you're already center, it's not going to ask you, do you want to save it? Change the fonts and the size, save those as well. If you're always changing something every time you start a job, go in and do this. But remember, one of the tricks are you cannot click on anything beforehand. So if you click here, you have to click here before you touch the screen, else you will not get this. If you don't get this, you're probably already center justified. All right, thanks.